So we may be looking for some new talk show hosts to join us. If you know someone that might be interested, let us know. Depends on if we get a response from Talking and Bash this week. But in the meantime, what did we want to talk about this week?
The TDs, actually. It's a hot
No.
it's a hot
Oh
topic.
God.
No, the TD line. No, 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 no. Not no,
You
not that
mean
one.
the changes?
Yeah, I was actually not so surprised.
Um. So we want. Freddie wants to talk about the TD line. I'm bringing up um BMP3 and BMD4 Scourge.
Mm-hmm.
The Scourge that is those vehicles at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Well,
And Sophie, do you have any specific topic to add?
well, I
Low
know.
tier balance.
Yeah, in general, the whole balancing, I think, is issue right now.
Okay then. So we'll start with Freddy's because he went first anyway.
Uh, I must say the news that the Draco will be taken out of the game didn't came as a surprise actually. So, and that we will get instead a tier 10 uh, like Centaur 2, and that some TDs will shift in the line. And with shifting we mean certain quite high popular TDs will shift, and among one of them is the Centaur 120, of course, and it's going to tier 9. And
To be
Which
honest, that is
is
the
a
tier it should have been in the first place. It has a better gun than the T90 MS.
yeah,
Except for
absolutely,
penetration and maybe accuracy, but
yeah.
which
tank-
obviously would be adjusted for tier 9.
And don't get me wrong, I don't think it's actually bad, or I think that's the way to go with the Centaur 120 because it's way OP in tier 7. And
it is. It allows you to destroy a fully upgraded Challenger one in less than 30 seconds or something, isn't
yeah,
it?
true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can rip through a fully upgraded Challenger 1 in 4 shots.
It's true.
3 if you get
Yeah.
you get a couple critical hits, because then it's just nope, it's dead.
Yeah.
If you
The
hit
thing
him, yeah.
The thing that worries me is the what mentality with those vehicles.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, I have an overpowered tank and I've padded my stacks with it. Why are you changing it? Wine. I've seen quite a lot of that on the forum.
Yeah, I also seen that.
Yeah, it's this idea of entitlement, and I'm like, guys, the game has to change. There's obviously something wrong if you're using any vehicle that's being used to pad stats with people.
Yeah, but
Is obviously a vehicle that needs to be adjusted or nerfed.
well, my opinion is, and there we go again, it's an open beta, and things are, if you read the little letters, the small print, the stands, they are open for change, and a game can change completely with you wanting it or liking it or not. If you buy a vehicle in open beta, you know it can be changed, premium or not, and that's simply how it is, and that's the blunt version, and if you are honest about the Centaur 120, we all know that it's simply way too OP, and it doesn't fit in the tier 7, and that's end of discussion, I think, and a lot of people are agreeing with it. So, and also Centaur 120 owners, I mean, not only the people who don't drive the TD, but simply even people who have the Centaur 120 say it is OP in this tier.
To be honest, if it's getting moved up to tier 9, I'm actually going to buy it, stack it full of retrofits, and then just sell it when it goes to tier 9.
Yeah. And
yeah, and you could do that, and it would be a legitimate credit gain. I mean, some people might take advantage of it, and I quite frankly think you should.
Yeah.
But also, you have to remember the game's memory might still have the rule of thumb that you sell it for the price you paid it for, because like on these press accounts, if we go to sell a vehicle that was given to us, it comes back 0. We get nothing for it.
I don't have a press account, but in my case it would be different. But the thing is, I don't think it's in the intention of Armored Warfare, Mycom. They are nothing than being fair to people. That's my experience with what happened also with premium time, whatever there was, you get premium days back, I don't believe they will. Yeah, I think you only will get better from it. Let's say like that. That's my opinion. I think that's my idea.
I quite frankly am looking forward to the changes because I have, despite the fact I've played the Centauro 120 a bit, because it's fun to play something that hits that hard.
A bit, she says.
Yeah.
I
played it a lot.
To the rebalance because I think it needs it, and I've asked for it for quite a bit, and I've also asked for the rebalance of the Challenger 1 for some time, and I'm glad to see things are going to happen.
Well, I don't know about that, and the only thing I know is that of course we get a new tier 6. That's what I know in that line. And that's of course going to be the Chieftain 800, if I'm not mistaken. And that actually is a prototype or an idea. What was quite advanced stage, so I'm looking forward to that. I hope that the Chieftain will get a little bit more love, armor wise, because it's really at the moment.
I think part of the problem with the Chieftain is the applique armor doesn't come to the bottom of the turret, and that's all you would really need to do. You don't need to give it a buff anywhere else. Just move the applique armor so it covers the entirety of the turret, and you would be good to go. You would force people to reposition rather than try to fight it head on.
Yeah.
It's a little bit too big, to be honest.
Too big, you mean? The 800, you mean? Or
no, I mean the
5.
The Chieftain's a little bit too big. I mean, right now the Chieftain is a joke. I mean, Renner's probably seen it. You know, like you see a tier 5 Chieftain and you think so, oh, it's basically an easy kill.
Yeah, exactly.
The tank's too fat and it's too slow.
But you can penetrate it everywhere. You can shoot it right through the hole, and you know.
I will admit I feel horrible for people when I see them in a Chieftain, especially the Mark 6.
Yeah, that's the only premium that I say like really big fail. Oh my god, really. It looks awesome, honestly, and the Chieftain in itself looks awesome. But I think they should have given it a little bit more love. And then the tank deserves it for first, and for second, there we come also to a topic that I think Italken wanted to address in the last episode, is the IS-7, the iconic tanks that we are seeing in World of Tanks. I don't know if that's a good idea, but
I think adding some iconic tanks would give like some more flavor to the game. I know they wouldn't be high tier tanks because a lot of the iconic tanks are, you know, older, but adding some stuff that could be considered iconic would be nice to have. I think the IS-7 would be good to have. Another example would be the Pershing and the Centurion would be good to have. Maybe the M4 Sherman with the 105mm would be something interesting to have as like a new light tank.
Yeah.
But I feel like it should be limited to just a few vehicles. It shouldn't be
exactly.
Hundreds or dozens of these things in the game. I think it should be like 10 at most.
At most, not too much.
All of them kind of need to be from a different country.
But honestly, if you're honest, the Type 59 is the most iconic tank I think in World of Tanks, right? Do you agree? The most like
it's the tank that was the most overpowered for the longest time.
Yeah, but it's now in this game, and this game is really it's a joke. You know what I mean?
I don't consider it a joke. I wouldn't consider it very powerful.
I think it's also a little bit of a long nose towards wargaming.
What, you mean like the whole, hey, we have the Object 430, which is a tier 10. We have the IS-7, which is a tier 10.
Exactly.
We have the Type 59, which is like unobtainable now unless you want to pay really loads of money. By the way, it's all in Armored Warfare and they're all low tiers.
Yeah.
It is a really amusing stab at wargaming. Yeah, and we gave them all away for free. Yeah. Here's something that you would have to grind for. Renner, what's the average time it takes to get a tier 10 in Model Tanks?
116 hours. Is the average time according to their website.
I know. I did a long time of my TDs. In World of Tanks took me forever. Seems like, but it's ridiculous.
And that assumes a premium account and
a lot of gold.
You have at least a 50% win rate.
And you have a lot of gold. That would help also. Or what do you say? Credits.
Credits, yeah.
Yeah, gold. What is it? But anyway, I think that's don't get me wrong, I like it. I like to see the IS-7 in this game, and the balancing of the lower tiers would also be nice, because then you get a nice dividing between from the older to the modern, and that would be very nice in this game. And not like, look, we're giving them away for free. Look, like, I don't know.
I quite honestly would like to see. First off, I would like to see, and I know some people are going to disagree with me, but for the older tanks in general, I would like to see an expansion of tiers 1 and 2, so that it's not just a couple vehicles, then you're into tier 3.
Yeah.
I would like to see, there's a tier 1, sure, that everyone starts with. That's fine. But then each line needs to have its own tier 2. Yeah. And they're just linked together like that.
No. I'd like to see an expanded battle tiers mode.
Yeah.
Like an early Cold War, after World War II mode.
Yeah, why not?
Because in the end,
of course, it would be great.
This is a major selling point. These are vehicles that in World of Tanks or in War Thunder you have to grind for hours.
Mm-hmm.
You have to pay money. You have to spend a premium account. You have to use gold. You have to get premium tanks to get them. And Armored Warfare, they're
in reach.
How long is it ago by 2030? What the game time is? We're talking about almost 80, 90 years ago.
Yeah.
They're a tier 1, a tier 2.
Yeah.
At most. Sometimes a tier 3.
I would like to see an expanded battle mode, or a historical battle mode eventually, but that's for down the line. I would definitely like to see T-62s facing off against Centurions. No, that'd be awesome.
Yeah, but pre World War II, I mean, there are a lot of conflicts have been after the Second World War.
You mean after World War II, pre World War II?
Yeah, like exactly.
T-26s and stuff. But...
Yeah, exactly. No, but it has its charm. But I like also the iconic tanks. You have to see the line, how the tanks are today and how they developed through all the conflicts. Because let's be honest, every conflict adds more flavor to the future tank. It's simple. That's how it is. It's very. How do you say that? It's the bitter truth,
You know what'd be cool as well? Iconic Cold War battlefields. Like, imagine fighting on a map render of the Folder Gap.
Mm-hmm.
Just swarms of T-55s and T-62 AI versus you and achieve them or something.
Exactly. And
I mean, I'd like to see that for PvE mode. Iconic alternate history maps.
Yeah, why not?
Why can't we fight in Berlin? Why can't we be a part of an elite Soviet tank brigade cracking the NATO defences of the Folder Gap and getting there before Allied reinforcements coming in?
Yeah.
This is what the CryEngine is capable of, and they should damn well fucking use it, because this is not something wargaming can do, and War Thunder just kind of sucks for it.
But don't you think that seeing now with the global operations what they are intending to do, I think that it could well be because they're listening. They are listening to the people, really. They're listening to what the players and the community is talking about. They really do. And why not? It's a great idea to do that. And going from the post-war to until now, I mean, it's, upgrading, going higher, going advancements through the decades with the tanks. It's nice to put it in game. Why not?
I agree.
Why not? Absolutely.
I mean, it's something that we can talk about looking forward to once Global Ops and full release is done.
Yeah. Still a lot of things to come, of course, and that's maybe for down the line. Exactly what you're saying. First, see what global operations will do. But
sorry.
No, it's okay. No, it's okay. I was finished.
Now, the thing I would like to discuss is BMP3 and BMD4 problems with the missile rebalance.
And the BMP3M as well, that also exists.
Yeah.
Not many people know.
Because the BMD4 is better.
Yeah.
But what is happening now is people are cruising through at full speed, spamming the missile.
Yeah.
And just driving straight through with missile shot. And I'm like, I don't think that was actually intended.
No, I don't think.
And then afterwards, when you're reloading, you can douse people with the autocannon as well.
Yeah, and while Well, that's nice and all. First off, I don't think these vehicles in real life could fire their missile on the move and track. That was not something they're capable of doing. Second, it pretty much negates the whole the frag cannon of the vehicle. There's no point to it. So one of the vehicle's primary advantages pre-missile patch is now non-existent because you don't want to use it.
Takes too much time, so you don't use it.
The only use it would ever have is plinking away at an MBT you can't hurt with your missiles.
But let's be honest, guys. These vehicles were intended to give supportive fire.
God, they are stupid.
And you went to the cap? Okay.
That was you that went on the cap, and I'm sitting here with no UI thinking,
I did a stupid.
Never mind. It's just a game. Anyway, the thing is that what I think the BMP 3M and the BMD4, they were supportive vehicles. They were more considered as light tanks. Greece owns 300 BMP 3Ms because they use them as light tanks because of the 100mm as supportive vehicle. And now in this game they are more of a huge gun platform what is outgunning actually every vehicle in the game. True or not? I mean, rockets, okay, take your cannon. Okay, no cannon, I can take my 100mm because if you shoot in the back of an engine deck of a main battle tank, trust me, it will do a lot of damage. And the rockets, as what you said, Fiaura, well, I think that's not only the problem with the BMD4 and the BMP3M, also the 1134. That vehicle is completely obsolete in this game now.
Yeah, the 1134 premium vehicle is, there's no point.
Yeah, exactly.
It can't outspot anything, and now with the light AFVs, which I don't think were originally on the list of things that were going to get the shoot the missile on the move ability, there's no point. There's literally no point to buying that premium vehicle now or owning it, and I wouldn't put it past a lot of people to start asking for refunds on that one.
Yeah, that is possible, and that's also my idea, and a lot of people indeed, because it was one of, well, quite in our clan, in my clan, was quite favorite vehicle to be played, and but now with the new update and delay in missile fire, it is simply killing. You're getting killed. You cannot you can use it. You can fire one missile, and if you have bad luck, you have APS, and then your second missile, oh, bye-bye, because you're already dead.
It takes it a long time to kill itself because of the APS in its ERA.
Yeah. So, that thing... but I heard already some messages that, or rumors that there will, of course, come some rebalancing, so that will be taken care of, and I'm confident it will. But as it is now, no, it's absolutely not. No.
Yeah, I don't. I honestly think that the lighter AFB should not be able to move and shoot their missiles, because like the current thing is platoons of those just spam their missiles and go in and just kill entire teams in seconds.
True.
Or if you're gonna do that, their missiles should not be nearly as powerful as they are. They hit as hard as the Centauro 120.
Yeah.
Easily.
What I also understood, and I don't know, maybe Sophie can clarify that more than me. They buffed the AFVs, because I noticed that also in my Terminator 2 and the Ramka, really just simply blowing everything away possible what comes in their way. And I've heard that they will be also now taking care of the main battle tanks, light tanks, and there will come simply a rebalance, so that all fits into the picture of armored warfare or development, what they're busy with now at the moment. So that's what I heard, or do I say something completely...
Where are you guys?
That's a good one. I just
I'm
get killed.
Surrounded.
Yeah, that I got killed just now. I just used my...
You kind of...
I respawned.
You have the UI turned off, right?
I had the UI turned off. I followed you into the group of tanks, and then the next thing I know, I'm surrounded, and you're nowhere to be found.
Yeah, I was killed. I'm on my way back. I'm here.
Oh, I keep forgetting. I'm sorry. I just... I have to admit, this might be a pretty bad map to have the UI turned off because there's AI everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
given that
I was relying on my eyes to find, and I'm like, where did Spitfire go?
Well, think about it. How many Abrams have you seen so far? I don't have a distinctive color scheme for mine.
Yeah, and I've been following the one that didn't have a distinctive color scheme, and then suddenly it vanished, and I noticed, like, okay, she was just here, and now there's 3 tanks in front of me, and none of them are Abrams.
Yep, we won. Yay!
We won. But yeah, I think they should have to stop to fire their missile at the very minimum and come to a complete stop.
There's work about saying that low-tier AFEs can only fire them while stationary. Mid-tiers can only fire them slightly on the move, so we're talking about maybe first gear, and then high tiers will still be able to use them at will.
Okay.
I think that would work better than having tier 6s and 7s, just being able to spam them out.
Agreed. And especially in like a BMD4 or a BMP3, I see a tier 5. I mean, like, let's say, for instance, the Leopard 105. He hits me once, I hit him with the missile, switch to the autocannon. If I don't kill him with the autocannon, I could just kill him with the missile again.
Yeah. So, you will always be on top. In this way.
So yeah, that it really annoyed me yesterday because I was driving a light tank and, you know, just randomly get a missile shot at me by an AFV that drives by at 70 kilometers an hour, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me.
Yeah.
I proceeded to chase down said AFV and beat the tar out of it, but I was just like, that's not right. That's silly.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. It's important.
I'd like to talk about game balancing as a whole. Currently with AFVs, if you're a tier above, a tier below, it doesn't matter. You can still kill each other most of the time. A BMP3 versus a BMD4, the BMD4 will win most of the time because it's got a better gun, but it will still get cracked open by the BMP3. Yeah. Now imagine if it's a Leopard 2A5 versus a Leopard 2. You know who's going to win because the Leopard 2A5 is only a tier higher, but it's so much better than the Leopard 2.
True.
The same goes for the T90 versus the T80.
Yeah.
The Challenger 2AD2 versus the Challenger 2. I think Renner made a video of this today, but the reason why MBTs are so boring is that when you come up across tiers that are below you, you just shit on them.
Yeah.
Completely. Whereas,
absolutely.
Okay, think of it this way. You're in a T90, you see several T72s.
Yeah.
Will you win? Yes. Okay. You're now in a BMD4 and you see several BMD2s. You need to be really careful about it because they can rip you apart.
True. True.
It kind of feels like a lot of the time to me, the imbalanced culprit is not the AFVs like a lot of people scream and complain. It's the main battle tanks.
Yeah. That's true.
They're either too far underpowered or they're too far overpowered. Example, you see a Chieftain Mark V and a T-72.
Yeah.
More than likely the Chieftain's dead.
The T-72 can just fire heat rounds and do almost double the damage.
Yeah. But that's why they want to rebalance it, right? That's the whole idea now.
Something else I wanted to brush on is low tiers and the balance clusterfuck it's currently on.
Yeah.
I was driving it in my T64 on Friday. I was trying to get into a good position, and before I knew it, some Xylos from quite close up, in the end it seemed to be, just ripped me apart. Tank destroyers and AFVs are extremely powerful in those tiers, and if you play as an MBT, a light tank, you are screwed. Because they have such high DPM, such high damage, and such high reload that
True.
when you're spotted, you're dead. And while it isn't quite the balance hell that World of Tanks is for low tiers, at the moment, I want to see low tiers become playable rather than just becoming a pit stop.
Yeah.
Alright? And what we were talking about earlier, having like an expanded low tiers thing will greatly help. But it won't help if it's as bad as it is now, because that's just simply more vehicles being shoved into the fire.
But Sophie, don't you agree that the low tiers are mostly played at the moment than the higher tiers?
Pardon?
That the lower tiers are the most played. The mid tiers, the low tiers are...
The low tiers I'm talking about is tier 2 to 4.
Okay.
Mid tiers is generally like tier 5 to 7 and stuff.
If you are in a game, I was today also doing the same in my LIV 300, you simply are joined by, I think, 4 Salos, AMX, 10P90s. Those simply rule. And then you have maybe two T64s in there, maybe an OF40 who's lost, and they have no chance whatsoever.
I usually call platoons of like Xylos or AMX 10Ps the National Seal Clubbing Party.
Yeah.
Because those things are just ridiculous. I mean, the Xylo is...
Well, they are seal clubbing tanks.
They are basically seal clubbing tanks. I mean, the AMX 10 isn't as ridiculous, but if that thing gets in front of you, you are kind of dead.
Yeah, but it got nerfed, both, the Salo and the AMX 10P90.
The thing is there's likely to be people who will scream that nothing is wrong with those vehicles, and
of course.
I mean, like we were talking about earlier, some of the entitlement that some people have.
Yeah, but I totally agree with you. There should be something done about it, because now at the moment it's a joke, and the low tiers is, well, you don't see enough. It's not mixed enough, and everyone jumps into a Salo or into a Dragoon. Tier 3, it's also, wow, way overpowered. And I think also it's going up in tier, if I'm not mistaken, the Dragoon 90. But simply, it is as it is now, people will get annoyed and walk away. Because the low tiers, I like to drive sometimes my, what is it? What do we have at that tier? I have to think. The OF40, nice thing to play. I mean, it's not so good, but I have it in my garage also as a premium, but I don't have a chance whatsoever. You don't have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, there's a huge imbalance at low tiers towards AFVs, and at the top tier is a huge imbalance towards main battle tanks. You particularly start to see this at tier 7, is when the balance suddenly completely does a 180.
Yeah.
And that's in the Challenger 1 and the T80. And the Leopard 2, the Leopard 2 is guilty of this to some degree, about just suddenly being super powerful compared to the MBTs before it. But I kind of feel like tier 6, if we're going to talk about balance, tier 6 is where it's absolutely balanced. Like, if you have a full tier 6 on tier 6 match, it is...
Okay.
It's pretty even.
Yeah.
Apart from the BMP3 mainly, no tier 6 vehicle really stands out as being...
No.
What's the word?
But if you have read the whole, of course, the whole piece about the rebalancing and what to come, the future and blah blah blah, they were admitting it, that things got out of hand and they need to do serious rebalancing. So they're admitting that there are things are not right at the moment, and that's why they come with the big changes. And I think that's why this action is also a little bit do or die. I think this whole.
I don't think it's do or die.
No?
I think the players want some changes, but we could live with it as it is right now, and we would still be happy. I mean, we wouldn't be sticking around if we weren't happy with the game to some degree.
But don't you agree that it gets very quickly boring this way?
I think high tiers in particular, tier 10 plus, is really boring.
True.
But I could play tier 6 for days and be pretty happy.
Fun.
Tier 7 to some extent.
It depends what. But true. Yeah, 6, 7, 5, 5. Okay, but 6, 7. Yeah. I have to agree with you. That I think also the most played what I see around. If I look at my vehicles, what I play the most, I've got a number of premiums at tier 6, and yeah, I play them quite a lot. It's true. I hope they will get it right. I really do. And also what Sophie said, the lower tiers is absolutely, it should be playable. It should not be like a station, you know, to wait and go. I think they should be keep being played at the low tiers. That's my idea also. What we were discussing before. The lower tiers should be not something you have to get in and as quickly as possible get up in the line, you know?
Yeah, right now it feels like you have low tiers just to get in them and get through them as fast as you possibly can. I'm like, that's nice and all, but if you made it variety down here, you would have a significant number of players playing low tiers. And if you remove the restriction of, you know, PvE difficulty for lower tiers, I would imagine there would be a very healthy base of tournaments that would want to take place at tiers 1 to 3.
Yep. Yeah, and well, as what I said, I don't mind playing the low tiers. I jump into the type 59 and tier 3 and I like playing it, but as it is now, when I meet tier 4s, I know already, okay, go hide behind the rock and don't crawl under it and don't come out of it, you know, until the end of the game, because you have no chance whatsoever. So I think that they should, can gain something in the lower tiers.
I also think the biggest rebalance that needs to take place, and the one that needs to happen first, and this needs to happen first, and I say this because I'm driving a wheeled vehicle right now, is wheeled vehicle driving mechanics.
Yeah.
Just flat out.
Absolutely.
That needs a fix and a good fix.
Yeah. Well, I think that's everyone, because everyone is complaining about that. And a lot of, don't forget it, a lot of wheeled vehicles are coming into the game, new. So in the new lines. So they have to balance it and make it better.
Make Armored Warfare great again?
Yeah.
I'll tell you what we're going to do. We're going to build a wall and we're going to make the AI pay for it.
Damn. We're going to make Skynet pay for our wall?
Oh,
how did we accomplish that task?
Okay.
Nah, the AI.
But I was quite surprised hearing the fact that PvE is the most played game mode in Armored Warfare.
It's fun.
Yeah.
It is no surprise. I mean,
yeah.
I'm not sure if either of you two feel it, but when you're in a PvP match, especially in high tiers, you're under quite a lot of pressure. And in PvE, there isn't that much pressure, to be honest.
True.
You can take your stock tanks out and... I mean, like, you know, when you get like a new tank, you're like, oh crap, if I meet a fully upgraded vehicle of the same tier, I'm screwed. In PvE, it's like, hey, it's not that. You can do it in peace.
Yeah.
It's much more peaceful, and while you get the occasional toxic asshole, there's not really that.
It's, well, I was talking to the buddy of mine who also plays Armored Warfare, and we were having a discussion. He was asking me, like, Freddy, why don't you do PvE anymore? And I was actually telling to myself, why don't I don't do nothing with PvE? Because there's a lot to show in PvE, a lot going on in PvE, and it's much different than in the beginning of Armored Warfare, I have to tell honestly. For instance, this one, Snakebite, what we are playing now, that is already quite a challenge, and I like this challenge. And especially indeed with the higher tiers, it is, it's indeed what Sophie said. Yeah, exactly what Sophie says. It's no bullshit, just play, and you don't have to think of nothing. Simply, you have to be focused on the thing, and you're getting attacked from all sides, and you have to start to be creative, and that's nice. That's nice.
So, this will probably be our last match, actually.
Yeah.
I would like to say that the costs of tier 7 plus are kind of ridiculous, especially for tier 10. I spent 62 million credits on 4 retrofits and all of the upgrades for the XM1A3.
Yeah.
And while it's definitely fun, I don't feel like all of that money should ever be justified.
No, it's ridiculous.
I spent the equivalent of almost. I spent the equivalent of how much is a tier 7 tank? Is it 6 million? No, is it 8 million?
No, around 6, yeah.
I spent the equivalent. Okay, how much is a tier 8 vehicle?
8 point something.
Yeah, I spent the equivalent of 8 tier 8 vehicles to fully upgrade a tier 10 one.
Yeah. Was funny thing, I got the incentive from Mike of Armored Warfare as a YouTuber, starting YouTuber. I got this, you get some credits and you get some free reputation and stuff. So you can, there's like a starting 100 million credits. And that's 2 upgraded tier 10s.
Yeah,
not even. Not even
2 for the upgrade.
Yeah, no, not even.
Sophie, are we allowed to give the response when we told them how many credits it would take to buy all the tier 10s and upgrade them?
Yes. All of the tier 10s go for it.
So we talked to Watton, because Watton said, well, here's 100 mil credits, go get your tier 10s. And I looked at him and said, I can buy 1 tier 10 with that. And he went, what do you mean? I said, well, when I buy it and upgrade and everything, it's going to run me about 70 mil.
So we gave them the full credit, and it ended up being
close to 720 million.
For all of the tier 10s.
And his response was, "We can't give people that many credits." And I'm like,
"Yeah."
Then obviously there's something wrong with your economy.
Well, I was telling the same because I want to do items, and I bought and did all my own tanks. Yeah, also premiums, everything. I put a lot of energy in it and time. So I got this 100 million, and I was telling him like, okay, can you get me tanks, like put them in my garage, something like that, you know. Well, the premiums, that was no problems. I had most of the premiums already, but I had to sell premiums to buy my tier 10s, to make videos and do items about, you want to own them, right? You have to own them in your house.
It's an extreme problem with the economy. Like, you earn all of the XP to fully upgrade some of these tanks long before you can even buy one of those upgrades.
And also now all the actions what I do with earning the reputation, you have to do more of those happy hours that people can earn credits, because that's the problem. People don't have the credits. And the boosters what you have now, well, that's all something to debate about. You can completely do a whole episode about the boosters what you have now, because I don't think it adds up.
They're essential, and not only are they essential for you to earn what we consider a decent amount of credits for the N tier vehicles. You need not only the regular booster running, you need a premium account running, and you need the premium booster running.
Yeah, exactly. And that's not being negative towards towards armored warfare, but I think
that's
it's all out of whack.
Honest.
That's honest about the whole economics at the moment, and you have to realize, and especially for Middle Europe and Eastern Europe, the wages are there much lower than here, and people simply don't have the money to buy credits, gold, whatever. They don't, and they have to do simply with a non-premium account, have to grind. And when they come to the high tiers, it's really impossible, almost. You understand? It's unlogical. To get to the tier 10, okay. To buy it, okay. But then you have to retrofit it. Oh my god.
And upgrades.
Exactly. No, it's not really realistic. Sorry.
It's not realistic, nor is it practical.
No.
Because the price of these vehicles is getting very close to their actual real world price, and I'm like,
yeah, exactly.
You're talking 16 to 17 hours of grinding to get one tier, just to get it in your garage, and then you've got another 60 plus hours
in
of grinding
PvE,
to buy
PvE,
it.
because most
No,
of
in PvP you're talking
PvP,
that
yeah,
too.
okay, but in PvE, a lot of guys grind those standard tanks like stock tanks, all in PvE. I know because all the guys that I know are simply, yeah, I'm going PvE mode because I have to grind the credits. I have to upgrade first a tank before I will even take it out into PvP.
Which is also one of the reasons why the PvP base for North America is kind of hard to keep up because people don't want to take an unupgraded tank into PvP.
No, and that's completely realistic. And yeah, well, the situation as it is. And
by the way, we need to take over the depot. Just saying.
Okay, yeah, I see the talking and doing.
You want me to do that? Okay, I'll take my slow boat over there.
Slow boat, you're playing.
No, it's not so slow. It's not so slow. The tier 10 is not so slow as people think.
I've also had somebody complain to me about AFVs don't need to be able to penetrate the side of MBTs, and I'm like,
exactly.
Yeah, they kind of do because that's what happens in real life.
Yeah.
And also for balance purposes, I mean, you want to know why tier 10 is so unbalanced?
Mm-hmm.
The AFVs can't hurt the side of the MBTs.
You have to be very, let's say, take a lot of effort. Let's say it like this. If you want to, if you are with a T15, want to penetrate the side of an MBT, like for instance the Challenger, you have to really hit it in the low tracks, between the tracks, and that shot is in PvP almost impossible. PvE, yes. PvP, no. Forget it. You will be long gone then. You don't have the time and to aim between the tracks. So it's difficult, it's true. Maybe that's why the mechanics of the rockets are being changed. I don't know, but I understood there will be more choice in ammo, by the way, ammunitions, more kind of ATGMs and like more sophisticated.
Additional tutorials as you get new stuff. Like when you unlock your first vehicle with ATGMs, it should be explained to you how ATGMs work, are used, and you be given like a target practice range to go play with them for a little bit.
Yeah, tutorial, why not?
Practice ranges anyway.
Yeah, tutorial, why not a tutorial? Why not a target range exactly for tanks, main battle tanks? Why not some kind of academy? The base is there, used as academy. Train your train crews, whatever, go onto the range. After a certain amount of time you're allowed to do what? There's a lot of leeway this way. You have a lot of things what you can implement in this game. It is possible. It is really possible. But that's simply out of the head, and that's our thoughts, but it also has to be feasible and economical for a company, of course, to realize. Let's be honest. Everything is about money these days. And that's normal. It's the economy. But there are a lot of, how do you say that? Ways to go with this game. And that's my idea, actually. And I think we all agree on one thing, that the economics as it is now, it's not really feasible for people.
I mean, I think I can see how it went. Multiplication formulas and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all great having all of this worked out in your head, but in reality, there is a difference between the theoretical solution and the actual practical one.
Yeah. Yeah. I agree with you. Sadly enough. But again, we can, that we talk about it, a lot of people say, yeah, nice, there's been talked about, and maybe it's also on us to involve more the viewers in their thought process. And
yeah, I mean, people do enjoy having their voices heard. I mean, we have devs answering questions on streams. It's usually in American times, which is usually pretty pitiful for anyone living in Europe. But it's there. We have answers on the forum.
Yeah.
We have, like Silent Stalker and a lot of the CMs on during most of the forum times and stuff.
Yeah.
Just there to answer questions. And while maybe this won't happen if the game does get as big as Wargaming, at least they're actually fucking trying.
That's true. Absolutely, that's something I wanted to also add. They really go out of their way to help you, and if you have a question, I have to say honestly, they're coming back to you quite quickly and give you an answer. If you can do something with it, that's a different thing, but they try to help you at least. And I've got different experiences with wargaming, sadly enough. And because you're simply one of the, and they don't give a, you know?
Yeah, they usually just tell you, we're not going to do that, or they usually just deny most customer service complaints.
And I think that something that I want to add is the most simple thing also what should be added in this game is a button that we can simply give someone a compliment in the game or on his way
I
of
would
playing.
also like to see a gift shop. Like, I want to buy somebody something else. It's really hard to run giveaways when, MyCom's being very stingy with codes. And then on top of that, there's no freaking gift shop.
You cannot give away? I mean, to someone else? I mean, is that not possible? For instance, you buy gold for someone else?
You cannot. You can only buy it for the account you're logged in for, which means in order for you to do giveaways, if MyCom isn't willing to give you the
hold on,
the code that you want or something, you have to basically violate the EULA and ask the person to trust you with their account. So,
guys,
what do you guys think? What's your opinions on everything we discussed today? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, please do.
Comment, senpais. We love your feedback.
Yes, please do.
We love your feedback, and we would love to see discussions going on down there.
Yeah, exactly.
It's not like we like your feedback or anything, Backer.
No, please do. Please send your feedback, ideas, and maybe vehicles that should be discussed here or whatever. Just mention it, guys, and we will make an effort to make it talkable and make a topic out of it. So
anyway, I think that's everything from us.
Yes.
This has been Fiaura. You can find Lightfoot Freddy and Spitfire's channel in the description below. You guys going to say anything?
And likewise, I'd say thanks everyone for coming and for watching.
Yeah.
Hopefully commenting and liking and subscribing for all of us. That
would be great. Thank because you. We can use the support, and I want to thank everyone for watching also, and we will talk to you soon.
Thank you everyone.
Bye bye.
Take care.
Bye guys.
Bye.